Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning. It is Winning in the Word. It is Marketplace Monday. I'm excited. I'm Pastor Nick. I hope you were in church yesterday. If you follow me, or if not, if you know anything about me, you'll know I'm a pastor. And yesterday we had a great church service. So, really, really excited about that. If you didn't get an opportunity to watch our 10 service yesterday, go back and watch it. Really, really good message. We were talking about holiness, and there's a big misconception in the church about what holiness really means. Uh, holiness is a progressive walk towards God, and it starts with thinking like God. I know we're here today for Marketplace Monday, but I was just praying and meditating, and that was what was in my spirit. But today on Marketplace Monday, I'm excited. We're continuing, in our series that we've been in lately, talking about how to handle real situations at work with wisdom, how to handle real situations at work with wisdom. Last week, we talked about becoming the go to person. Think you guys remember that. So this week, what I want to talk about is how do you build influence without a title? How do you build influence without a title? And again, like I said last week, we talked about being the go-to person, the person that everybody trusts, the person that people can call when something important needs to get done. But today, I want to go a little bit of a step further than that. Right? Today, I want to talk about once you have become dependable, once you become trusted. Maybe this is at church. Pastor trusts you, or one of the leaders trusts you. You've proven that you're dependable, right? Or if you're at work and your manager's always giving you his assignments, or the owner always wants you to do something, and now you are trusted, now you are dependable. What's the next question? The question is, how do I become a leader before someone gives me a title? Because the truth is, most leaders are leaders way before they ever get a title of a leader. And what I find, well, I find this especially in the church, and I find this especially in entry level people that think they want to be in leadership. They really don't want to be in leadership. They really just want a title, they want recognition. That's different than being a leader or wanting to lead. And it's something I've learned after leading in business for more than 30 years. The best leaders were already leading before they were ever promoted. The best leaders were already leading. And I'm not talking about just to show up on time. We think because we show up on time, and because we're there all the time, and because we're dependable, that gives us some big check mark. No, that's expected. That's expected, because that's what happens. That's the title, right? That we're looking for. That's what we're walking in. So today, what I want to talk about is how you build influence, right? More than just being on time, more than just doing the things expected. How do you build influence if if nobody actually reports to you today? Right? So you're not a leader. You don't have no leadership authority, right, over anybody. Nobody reports to you. How do you do that? Number one, write this down. Leadership begins with influence, not position or title. Write that down. Put it in the chat, somebody. Leadership begins with influence, not authority, not title, right? It begins with not a position, right? So most people think that if I had a title, people would listen to me, but that's the biggest misnomer there is going. Great leaders understand something very, very different. People don't follow titles, right? They will follow a title for a certain period of time, but people follow trust. Influence is earned by character. Influence is earned by consistency. Influence is earned by credibility. Influence is earned by service. I told you I read Harvard Business Review a lot, right? And Harvard Business Review has long emphasize that effective leadership depends on trust, depends on credibility, not just a formal title or formal authority. So for point number one, don't forget this, write it down, put it in the chat. A title may get someone's attention, but influence is what earns their respect. Influence. When you're that person that influences them, in other words, they start to look up to, man, you know, so-and-so's always here. So-and-so's always on time. So-and-so's always doing this. You know, one thing I've noticed, there's somebody in church I've noticed. I sit in the back as the pastor, and you know, I observe things. You know, people don't believe that, but in the church, I observe things. As a leader in business, I watch people. I observe. I observe a lot. When people show up, when people don't show up, when people have a title and now they think they got a title, so now they don't have to hold themselves as accountable. I watch that stuff too. Right? These are the things that matter. Number two, lead the job you have before asking for the job you want. Let me say that again. Lead the job you have before asking for the job you want. Lead where you're at today before asking to be a leader. If you're always complaining about your job you currently have, you'll never be a leader. Are you listening? If you're always complaining about the job you have today, you'll never be a leader. Because one of the fastest ways to become a leader is to excel where you already are. Too many people spend their energy providing why, talking about and wanting to discuss why they deserve to be a leader or why they deserve the next position instead of mastering the one they currently have. Leaders don't notice people who are always complaining. Matter of fact, it just tunes a deaf ear to it. Even if you do a lot of things that are really, really good. What do leaders notice? Leaders notice people that finish what they start. Leaders notice people that take initiative. Leaders notice people that bring solutions, solve problems, not just talk about problems. Leaders notice people that help others succeed. That's what we talk. That's what leaders do. Faithfulness in today's assignment prepares you for tomorrow's opportunity. Write that down. Faithfulness in today's assignment prepares you for tomorrow's opportunity. And you know what's wrong with most Christians? We want all these things on our timetable. We want all these things when we want them. We don't ever want to wait for God. We want to do everything we can to manipulate God, to make God work faster, to make God do what we want him to do. Be thankful for where you're at. I talked about this on Sunday. One of the things I really am seeing a lot of in church and in the marketplace, people are very, very, very ungrateful. I think I'm going to teach my wife's message again. The unholy trinity. Unthankful, ungrateful, and I forget the other one. Unthankful, ungrateful, and unholy. Something like that, she says. Man, I encourage you today. Go listen to a song. Go put in YouTube. Lord, I'm grateful for you. It's a great song. It's something you should sing every morning, being thankful. Be thankful for where you're at. If you have a job, be thankful for that position. Point number 3 for today. Influence is built by serving others. Boy, nobody wants to hear this. That's what I look for. I look for leaders that are willing to help others, serve others. I look for leaders that people to me are leaders are people that can follow protocol. Your leader tells you to do something and you tell him or her, well, no, I don't think that's what it is. They just told you whether you think that's what it is or not. You do what they told you to do. If you can't follow your leader, how are you going to lead somebody? Real influence isn't about control. It's about contribution. Helping others. Even if they ask you to go do something, it's not your thing. Your view of it should be, how can I help today? How can I encourage today? How can I teach today? How can I problem solve today? Right? Employees who actively, listen to this from Gallup, employees who actively support teammates contribute to stronger team, have a better, they end up being better. They have better engagement. They have better performance. So we're looking for teammates. We're looking for employees who support, who contribute to the greater cause. People naturally follow those who make life better for others. People naturally. What are you trying to do for your teammate? The more value you create for others, the more influence you will gain. Write that down. The more value you create for others, the more influence you will gain. Point number 4 for today. Respect is earned in small things. That's what we got to understand. I know people that have all those attributes I've talked about. They're on time. They can be counted on. They help out. They do all that. But sometimes people still fail to respect them because they do it all with the wrong heart. They do it all with the wrong attitude. What do you mean, Pastor? Respect is earned in small things. Influence isn't built during big presentations. It's built on how you love on people, how you care for people every day. I tell the church leadership all the time, ask for a person's heart before you ask for their hand. Ask for their heart. Pay attention to them. Show them that you care. I watch this in church. We got people serving, leading ministries. Their people are out. They don't even follow up with them. They don't even call them. They don't even check in on them. You'll never be a leader of influence. You got to care about people, right? Whether it's you keeping your word, whether it's you checking in on them, whether you stay calm under pressure, whether it's you admitting that you made a mistake, showing people that you're human sometimes. Those small moments become your reputation. They build that influence. So write this down. Your daily habits are introducing you before you ever speak. And last one, don't wait for permission to lead. Somebody put that in the chat. Don't wait for permission to lead. One of the biggest career mistakes people make is waiting for permission to lead. You don't have to have a title to lead. Just lead. Encourage someone. Solve a problem. Bring a good idea. Set a positive example. Raise the standard. Instead of talking about serving less, serve more. Especially when you got a team that you're with and you're seeing they're always complaining about everything. Do more. Leadership starts the moment you decide to make those around you better. Write this down. Title, watch this, title, recognize leaders. Titles recognize leaders. They don't create them. Titles recognize leaders. They don't create them. You got to get a revelation of that. Titles recognize leaders. They do not create leaders. So that's the thing you got to understand. Just become a leader. Stop looking for a title. Stop looking for someone to approve you. Stop looking for somebody to say you're a leader. Become that leader. Become that leader. And ultimately, you'll get the pay, you'll get the position, and when you do, here's what else you'll get. It'll be sweatless victory because you will already have been leading all along. Amen? Listen, I hope you enjoyed this today. I hope it was beneficial. I hope it helps you. Implement it where you're at. If you're a business owner today and you're listening, Same principles apply. Be all those things to your employees. It's all either way it works. Amen. So anyway, I'll talk to you. Listen, we got We Wednesday coming up, right? Y'all familiar with that? We're talking about what we heard from you. Last week we started. This week we're going to finish. Again, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, go to ltmorlando.org/singles. Please, tomorrow we're going to put out some stuff on the show. Do what you guys did before. Invite your friends, invite everyone.